they come, my two intrepid explorers, Charlotte and Elliot. I'm their great-aunt Lizzie, you see, and I wonder which one is coming to see me today. Ah, so it's Charlotte's turn. Here she comes, racing to hear another tale from an epic adventurer. And what wonderful adventures they were. So long ago and so far away. I collected a few souvenirs along the way. But my most precious possession of all is my extraordinary collection of teacups. You've got your coat on, Charlotte. Come on. No time to count the clouds. We've got stories to tell. Now, let's have a lovely cup of tea. But first, we need...
The teacup. Which one? That one.
Oh. The expensive spectacles. What a choice, Charlotte. I do really love that story. This will be just perfect to drink now. So, are you ready?
Ready.
Then let me tell you the story of Great Aunt Lizzie and the adventure of the expensive spectacles. Oh, yes, of course. Let me tell you the story of Charlotte and the adventure of the expensive spectacles. It all started long, long ago in the magnificent empire of China, with its towering Himalayan mountains, lush scented fields and thick green forests. After journeying for days across the untamed countryside, Charlotte came to a small town of ornate houses with scrolled rooftops and open doors. As she meandered through the streets, gazing in wonder at the sights, Charlotte came across two people arguing. But appearances can be deceptive. As she listened, she realized one was trying to help the other.
Please take some, Mr. Chan. It's delicious rice.
It's charity, Mrs. Lee. I don't need charity, thank you. I can manage, and besides, I've already eaten.
But it's not much.
We're all fine, Mrs. Lee. Anyway, my hands are not very strong, and it's too far to carry it.
Mr. Chan, oh dear. I wish I could bring it around, Mr. Chan.
Charlotte wondered if she could help.
Hello.
Hello there. Oh, I don't know what to do. I want to take this rice to Mr. Chan, but I've got to get supper ready for my own family.
Perhaps he doesn't like Shiro.
We used to share supper all the time, but ever since his eyesight began to go, he's been staying away, not talking to anyone. I don't think he even paints anymore.
Mr. Chan is an artist?
Oh, yes. He's wonderful. But with his eyes getting old, he gets these terrible headaches. It's such a shame.
I could take the rice round if you like.
Oh, that would be very good of you. He's just round the corner, the little yellow house.
grandfather. She's only trying to help.
I don't want help.
Well, you used to help people all the time when you were younger. Now it's their turn to help you.
Where's my paintbrush? It's no good. It hurts my eyes to look at something so close.
You could paint the mountains.
I still have to look at the paper. It's no use. Anything close hurts my eyes. I have to be this far away before I can see it. But then, I can't reach to paint. Can you smell rice? That smells delightful.
Perhaps I should go back to Mrs. Lee and see if she's got any left over.
This was Charlotte's big chance.
Hello. Mrs. Lee sent some rice and vegetables.
I don't want charity.
But it does smell good, though, doesn't it?
Well, maybe just this once.
Oh, those are nice paintings.
He's very, very good, isn't he?
Used to be.
Oh, he still is. It hurts his eyes to work.
Wouldn't spectacles help?
Spectacles.
We could never afford a pair of spectacles.
Charlotte looked again at the beautiful picture of the extraordinary Chinese countryside.
This is amazing. Maybe you could swap it for a pair of spectacles.
No chance.
But they're very good, Grandfather.
Well, perhaps if you offer 2 pictures.
Look, if you want to take some of my pictures and go on a wild goose chase for a pair of spectacles, be my guest. But you're wasting your time.
Now, Charlotte thought finding a spectacle maker would be as easy as ABC. But of course, it was never going to be as easy as that.
I should have said, there's not a spectacle shop for miles. The nearest one is on the other side of the mountains.
It was already past supper, and crikey had things got complicated. Charlotte had taken the bowl of rice from Mrs. Lee to give to Mr. Chan. She had persuaded Mr. Chan to accept it, and when she realised Mr. Chan needed spectacles, she'd even managed to get his permission to try and swap some of his pictures to get them. And she'd thought finding a spectacle shop would be a doddle. She couldn't go back to Mr. Chan without a pair of spectacles, could she? There was nothing else for it but to get a wiggle on over the hills to the spectacle maker's shop. So off went Charlotte in her old battered boots. She scrambled up the misty mountain paths until, when she was almost out of breath, the path ran out. There was only one way to get to the other side. Charlotte took a deep breath. Safely across, she set off once more, until there, shining through the mist in a valley, she saw a town. But there was no time to admire the view. Charlotte had to get those spectacles. She made her way between the extraordinary buildings until she found what she was looking for. A spectacle shop. She took the paintings and began to talk to the owner, hoping ever so much he would like them.
You weren't exaggerating. This is very fine brushwork indeed.
But the man who paints them needs a pair of spectacles. We thought you might swap a pair for these paintings.
Okay, it's a deal. I'll swap a pair of spectacles for these 2 paintings. I just need to work out how strong the lenses need to be.
Oh dear, Charlotte hadn't thought of that.
I don't know how bad his eyes are, except that they're very bad.
And how far can he actually see?
precisely?
Well, as precisely as you can. This is very important.
Charlotte thought very carefully, and then she remembered seeing Mr. Chan moving his head until he could focus on his painting.
This is too close. And this is just right. Does that help?
Surprisingly, yes. I know the very pair.
The owner handed Charlotte the right pair of spectacles. The delicate metal and heavy glass felt strangely fragile as she carefully folded them and placed them gently in her rucksack to keep them safe.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Back came Charlotte in her old battered boots, across the open fields and down the mountainside. It felt like a very long journey indeed when Charlotte finally arrived back at Mr. Chan's house.
I got them.
I can see. Oh, Charlotte, you did it. You really did it.
You're welcome, Mr. Chan.
I can see so much better. And Ming, I can see what a grumpy old man I've been too. I'll be able to help out about the house much more now. And I'll be much more grateful to Mrs. Lee.
Well, this calls for a celebration. Why don't we go round and tell Mrs. Lee? She'll be delighted.
Yes, let's.
And that was that, the whole kit and caboodle. Charlotte and the adventure of the expensive spectacles.
That was amazing. Wow, those spectacles were really hard to come by.
I know.
But those glasses made everybody's life easier.
Everybody's.
Even Mrs. Lee's.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Lee. I suppose she didn't have to worry about her two friends anymore. Well, I'll be blowed. Is that the time already? Come on. Your mum will be here in a minute. Your coat. Now, how did they get there? Home time now, Charlotte.